All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to season 2, episode 8 of the Multi Life podcast. It's been a while. We were taking a break, traveling, doing our stuff that needed to be
Adulting,
done.
adulting.
Adulting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Taking care of our responsibilities outside of rating K-pop songs. So,
if only that were our only necessity.
hey, if we get a big enough following and get a Patreon or something, this could be full time for us. You
All
never
right,
know.
guys, give us all your money.
Yeah, basically
We own your
fund us, fund our
paychecks.
living.
Yeah, so that we could do this full time. But anyways, go follow us on our Instagram at multilife.pod. And now we're gonna go around and say hello.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Anthony.
That's it today?
That's it. I'm done. I'm back. I'm Anthony, and that's all you need to know.
Hey guys, this is Garrett. Glad to be back.
Hi, I'm Melissa Ann.
Hey, Spencer.
Oh, all right. Well, after so long, we had a lot to cover. Honestly,
do.
there's
We
a
do.
lot of songs. So this is gonna be another full review episode special. I'm sure all of you absolutely love our hot takes. And so we've got a lot. We've got what, 8 songs to cover today.
Yeah.
So I think we
Course,
should
like
just
4 weeks.
yeah, something like that. I don't know when the earliest song that we have here came out. Have they all come out in May?
No, I picked some. I literally looked from April 20th to May 17th, and so some of them
Okay.
are from April.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
then let's without further ado, let's get underway. And just for all of you watching, listening at home, outside, wherever, just as a reminder, we rate our songs K1 through K5, with K1 being dislikable and K5 being repeatable. Kicking us off, Spencer, what's our first song?
Dropping from the top.
From the top, make it
Yeah.
drop. That's a meow.
So, I think I only have like one note for this, and yeah, the song is "Drop Top" by Meow. Is it Meow or is it like
It's
Meow?
Meow.
Yeah, it's meow.
Meow.
Okay. Meow. It was nice, but to me, it just was instrumentally too basic, so it didn't have anything punchy to me. So I think I rated it a K2. But I mean, it had some nice lyricism, I guess, but it didn't stand out to me, especially with some of their like previous songs. Like I really liked Hands Up, so
Oh yeah, I've been jamming out to that over the last couple weeks.
yeah.
I thought so I don't know all the Meow members yet except for Anna.
Good
But
choice.
yeah, but there's always there was one line in Hands Up, and then in this song again, there's a member named Nadin, and she just, like, to me, just straight up sounds like Rose. Like they have the same airiness and like nasality to their voice. And honestly, I thought about it more, and I was like, I just straight up wouldn't be surprised if this song had originally been written for Blackpink, because it has that same formula. I
Mhm.
looked into the writers, and there were people like 24, who is he's on a lot of Blackpink tracks, as well as like Kush and Vince, who have worked on a couple of more recent releases as well. And they were all contributors to this song as well. So all in all, I thought it was a very solid chorus. I thought the song is easy to nod your head to. I think it's a very K4 for me. There wasn't, to Spencer's point, it's not anything like standing out, anything crazy, but it was easy listening, enjoyable listening for me, for sure.
Okay, it's interesting that you brought up Blackpink because I thought the song had Lovesick Girls vibes a little bit, like the
I was thinking
anthemic.
the same thing.
Yeah, so I noticed that. Um, so I mean, they're part of. It makes sense that this has that Blackpink sound connection, whatever you want to call it, just because their label is run by Blackpink's producer, Teddy.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of overlap there. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just did he contribute to this song or no?
Teddy, no, I don't believe so.
No. Okay, but at least he would have like approved a song that is his
Sure.
style, and his style is like really, really linked to Blackpink nowadays.
Of course.
So, I rated it a K3. I thought it was good, but I thought the lyrics, and especially in the chorus, were really, really generic. Like, I don't know, just kind of to the point, so generic to the point it was a little bit cringy. So wasn't a fan of that. And I think like what made it not as good in my opinion was Hands Up was so good in comparison.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a letdown. I really like Hands Up's outro. So I
yeah, the kind of
thought-
like breakdown of the lyrics or the vocals.
like
yeah.
the vocal effects.
Mm-hmm.
So this just seemed like really, really basic and generic in comparison. And it being like the title track of their EP is like, yeah, a letdown.
Don't you dropping from the top?
They're dropping. This is the drop. This is the drop. That's funny. What do you think, Garrett?
Well, I feel like y'all just like read my notes because literally the first thing I have on mine is like it gives me Rosé vibes with like Jenny Raps from like, Blackpink.
Oh.
But I gave the song a K5.
Oh wow. Okay, strong
What?
ending.
Okay. I thought the rap fit perfectly along with it had like good rhymes and good lyrics like Spencer said. So I thought it was a really good hit for me personally.
Wow. Is it a
Very
top
nice.
10 contender?
I think it definitely has a top 10 contender compared to the other songs on this that we're going to review today.
Okay. Do you think this was the strongest on the list for you?
Actually, I think it's the third strongest.
Ooh, okay. So
Wow,
we've got a couple more
wait.
K5s coming. Okay. That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Dang. Okay. Well, are you ready to move on?
I think so. Number 2.
Perfect, or how they say it in the song.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, this is a awful time to not be able to roll my
Yeah.
arms in the front. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Spanish speakers are having a great time with this
Oh,
song.
yeah. Mhm.
But yeah, this is Perfect by VVS. VVS is an up and coming girl group from small company, but I'm really liking their music. So they came out with a single with the song like it had 2 songs on it, T and Facts, and then they came out with Perfect as another like pre-release, or yeah, I guess pre-release, and then they're releasing their EP really soon. Like I pre-saved it, like the notification popped up to pre-save it. So anyways, like those 3 songs are going to be on it, and then like a few new songs as well. So I'm super, super excited just because like I thought them being a small group with from a small company, their music video looked really good. Like it wasn't, I think there was like some AI at one point, so I was like, eh. But
it's unavoidable at this day and age, huh?
I know. But overall, it looked really good. Like their outfits, the pink outfits looked good. And they're
Oh, the one girl with like the white headband, she like always stood out to me. Like I don't know
Really?
what it was, but it was just like anytime I like you know okay. I had this conversation with with a friend a couple days ago. You know how like there's just a point in your life when you're a kid or whatever, and you're just kind of walking around doing something, and you just have the first like click moment where you're like, I'm a human being and I'm conscious and
Yeah.
I'm like I am my own person or whatever. You just have that first like eye open moment or whatever.
Mhm.
That's how I felt a little bit. I just completely lost my train of thought. I can't believe it.
With the white
I literally
headband?
went through the. Oh yeah, sorry. Every time I like looked, like realized I was watching a music video or whatever, like got taken out of and like meta observed what I was doing or whatever. There was always like her in like the front of the
Oh.
shot or whatever. So maybe I'm not saying she was taking me out of the experience, but I'm saying that like whenever I was like taking notice of something on the screen, she was usually front and center. So that
Interesting.
outfit, the pink outfit and the headband, and there were a couple times where they had like the color filters where they took out the white background, and it was funny because you could see her hair floating because it took out the headband as well.
Wait, I didn't see that.
It's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe there is some of that low budget sprinkled in there. Then I was like, oh, this is such a great music video. Um, I thought the little video game animation was like kind of cute and
Oh
like
yeah.
fun to keep things different, like spice it up a little bit. Um, I it was I don't know. I'm just like it's just I feel like I'm like in on some like secret or something or like the next big thing. I feel like they're really really solid and I really like their songs. Their song Facts is really good. So I would highly recommend checking that one out.
Yeah, I think that like songs that have this kind of like gimmick, if you want to call it that, is what makes like certain K-pop songs special. Like
Mhm.
it kind of gives it like a charming individuality to it. I feel like older K-pop had that a lot more than newer K-pop does, just because
Mm.
of the nature of like virality. But I mean, if you do it well and you do it like pointedly, like with a purpose, then it can go well. Um, I didn't like love the that said, like I'm not going to love something just because it has something unique about it. It has to be obviously something that's like enjoyable, but I liked the R rolls and just the style of that choice more as the song went on. I was questionable about that like the perfect like soundbite, like I was questionable about that inclusion, but then when they were like perfect, like, I know we could have done without the slowing down, but despite that, I liked the sassy like confident energy in the song, and that the group is very like they have that very youthful vibe to, especially with I mean T and Facts, like I mean we can tell where the target audience is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that it's a really good product overall. If you want to look at K-pop that way, I think that it was a good package deal for them.
My favorite line was like I should have looked it up and written it down, but it was like da 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 Mepsi. And I
Oh
don't
yeah, I
I
like
really
that
like
one
that
too.
line. I don't
Yeah,
know why. I don't know. I like the how Mepsi how they
yeah,
say it. I don't know.
I agree.
It
It
tickles
stuck out to
that
me too.
yeah. Anyways, scratches that itch, not tickles that itch. Scratches that itch in my brain. Yeah.
I don't know. This song just makes me jealous of people that can roll their R's. Every
Yeah.
every time they say it, it just sounds so perfect.
Oh.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, I just like this song more the more that I listen to it, and
You
I guess
just like? Did you say just like the song more, or did you say you dislike the song more
I like
the
it.
more you?
I like it the
Okay,
more I listen to it.
I heard
Sorry.
I heard dislike. Okay, no problem. My fault.
Yeah, no, I like it more the
Okay,
more that I
good,
listen to it.
good.
I think the thing that stood out to me, like besides the like kind of the rolling R thing, is the I mean, I didn't watch the music video, so I just have like my own imagination of like what they look like or like how they present themselves through the song. And I love the sassiness that they like put into the lyrics. Like you can just hear, like to me, you can just hear that they have like that girl boss presence.
Mhm.
Um, it doesn't sound like they're just reading lyrics in front of a mic, like in the studio or something.
Getting
So
into character. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I would probably rate it a K4. Um,
Nice.
I've definitely haven't listened to it enough, but I just know that the more I listen to it, the more I love it. So yeah.
I rated this song a K5.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
Nice.
So I thought the song was really good. I didn't expect to get like two good rap songs in an episode. I mean, it's not necessarily rap, but it did have some rap parts in it,
Sure.
which I really enjoyed. And the chorus and the verses, it just everything flowed well. And I highly recommend you go watch the music video, Spencer. I think it's really good.
I
And I
agree.
I agree with Anthony. It's almost like we're like looking at the same notes because I said the perfect in the background was like a sweet touch, but I do agree with him that them slowing it down was not very good. They could have done without that.
Yeah, God, I don't know what if it's just like the like scratchiness of it because it's not like I mean obviously that was the stylistic choice, right? Was that it was like a breakdown kind of thing, like how I mean we'll talk about this song later, but Gnarly also does a similar thing. Like I think on the transition from the first chorus to the second verse,
Yeah.
when Daniela does like that teeth the thing like Gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that
Copying
song,
Jenny some venom.
right, yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Guess we'll head into Pookie now, which I gave a K5.
Wow.
Okay, so
those are
3
your
for 3,
three.
top
Yeah.
3.
Wow.
This one I like truly like give K5 because like I've been playing this song on repeat trying to get it to hopefully be my most replayed song for my Spotify rap.
That's funny.
I just yeah, I don't know. I just really like love this song, and it just gives like such good vibes when I play it in the car. So yeah,
Nice.
K5.
Were you
One
a,
of y'all go next.
well, were you at like Garrett, were you a 50/50 fan before this?
Yeah, I was a 50/50 fan. Like I always try to get Spencer to like buy all their albums
Okay.
when like they
Spencer
would come out.
didn't because I know Spencer you like really liked 50/50 because I if I remember right, was it Tell Me that was your number one or was it Higher that was your
It was
number
Tell
one
Me,
of
yeah.
Tell Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like I know that obviously we rated Cupid pretty high too. Like I feel like I remember that 50/50 was a pretty high up group for you as they were coming out, and so like do you have particular thoughts on how 50/50 have gone since they've had that transition? Because Keena's the only remaining member,
Yeah.
so
Well, I was telling Garrett this when I watched the music video the other day. I was like, I forget that that this like group of 50/50 is kind of a rebrand because I'll watch the music video. I'm like, oh look, Kina's in here, and she was in the old 50/50 group.
Yeah.
Like not completely.
like, oh, when they add a fifth member.
Yeah. Like forgetting like that this is the rebrandedness, like rebranded group. I feel like they should have gone with like a different name, like 50/51 or something. 50/52.
I 50/51. Oh wait, no. Oh, no, it's not 505. It's 5150, right? Is the police like code for like an insane person or like someone acting crazy?
I don't know that.
I think so. Cause the only reason I know that, like, my parents used to listen to a bunch of country when I was a kid, and there's a song I don't know who by, but it's like 5150. Somebody called the popo. I'm going crazy, thinking about you, baby. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So yeah, 50/51 confirmed would be okay. 51/50
Questionable.
insane asylum, like New Jeans. Yeah.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
I don't know. I like for Pookie, I understand how the lyrics could be like not for everyone. But I just kind of loved the cuteness of it. And I think the whole song itself is super addicting and the instrumental is just super bubbly. I really enjoyed just watching the MV. It gave me some like Oh My Girl vibes to it. Like especially
It's very
like
bright.
yes. Like I think Oh My Girl was like for one of their anniversary songs, they had like a train scene and they were all in it. So the fact that like Pookie did it as well, it's kind of like, oh, I see the similarities. But all around, like a K5, I keep replaying it all the time, and I'm so glad that like Garrett replays it like whenever we're in the car because I like it as well. So it's
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, I used the same word, bubbly. I also said, yeah, I like the bounciness of the instrumental. Like, I was really trying to figure out what, like, instruments. I mean, I know it's, like, electronically produced, so, they can do, like, funky stuff, and it's not necessarily a mimicry of a certain actual instrument, but I was trying to figure out, like, what, they were using to get those kind of sounds in the background. This is definitely probably not what they used, but there's one part around, I think, like 36 seconds to 46 seconds in the song. You can really hear it from 42 seconds to 46 seconds. That it sounds kind of like a talk box. Like the
Like a vocoder or something?
yeah, kind of thing. Like if you remember the viral video, the guy who sang like "Hopelessly Devoted to You" with the like there's nowhere to hide. That's like that song with the tube in your mouth where he's like really going in or whatever. It sounds like that instrument.
Oh.
But it's only for like a very small portion, but it like that was something that like was called to my brain. Yeah, I think, but anyway, whatever instrumentation they were using, it all adds to that youthful, bubbly energy that's super cute and adorable and perfect for a song called Pookie. And I thought it was this other like small thing that I noticed at the end when all of the like firefighters, all the people on like the on the set were all just dancing or whatever along to the choreography. When there was a shot where it kind of panned down to an ambulance and a police officer standing there, and the police officer looked like Dahyun from Twice. So I thought that was
noticed
pretty
that
funny.
too. Yes,
Yeah.
I noticed that exact thing.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny, and that's kind of, I think that like I was like, whoa, wait, is that just Dahyun? And that made me realize like all the people around the set dancing. It was just funny seeing like one firefighter helping the person on the ground while the other one's like like dancing around or whatever. And then the next shot is just all of them like smiling, like thumbs up, helping the like injured person, or I don't know. It's just so surreal, very funny music video.
Yeah, I would rate this song a K3. It would be higher if it wasn't so gimmicky around the word Pookie. Like, I just can't stand that word personally. And it's just too, like, almost sounds like a children's song, the way that it's used with the melody. I don't know. But I guess that's what helps make it catchy.
Do y'all remember the song Pretty Psycho by Purple Kiss? They I don't think they're saying Pookie. I think I looked up the lyrics one time and they're saying like perky, like but in like
Kiss.
a weird now like Perkis. They're saying Perkis.
Well,
they're like at the beginning they're like I'm a freaky Perkis something. Like they're like, I'm pretty sure they're saying perky. I'm a freaky perky perky freaky, but it sounds like they're saying I'm a freaky Pookie. And so that's always what I sing when I do that because it's really funny.
So funny.
But that reminds me of that.
Yeah. I mean, the song is great, very smooth sounding. The production, the way they mix it, just makes it so sparkly. And I thought the MV was really, really fun. So it's just a shame that they went a very, like, gimmicky route. I don't know, but I guess they're kind of, like, good at making sweet love songs that are catchy, and I guess they executed that for the rest of y'all. So, anyways.
Yeah, like, speaking of 50/50 and how much of a fan I was, I had to leave to go get the...
Oh,
let's go. Wait. Oh, where's mine? Oh.
Kind of funny that the Cupid one, the beginning, was kind of the end for them.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
So, yeah. Well, anyways, now on to Echo by Ablume. The rest of the 50/50 crew.
I manually changed the order of the songs because at first we didn't have 50/50 and Ablume right after each other, but then I was like, wait, it makes more sense if we do it together. So sorry, I meant to tell y'all ahead of time I changed the order. But anyway,
wait, so is this the order?
Because at first it was like 50/50 KATSEYE.
Oh, okay.
And then like Ablume was like way at the bottom. I was like, it doesn't make sense. Okay. I wanted a good segue for y'all, so.
Yes, perfect segue. But yes, I had to show the two I guess items that I had, the first album and then the single Cupid. But yeah. So Echo or Ablume, the other three members of the original 50/50 group, I'm just so glad that they're back. And they came back with like such a great song as well. I mean the I guess like kind of the debut single had two songs to it, It was Echo and then Never Far Away, which is like they like parentheses it as prologue, but to be honest, that was my favorite of the single. Um, I feel like you can immediately tell that this was like the original 50/50 group because it sounds like a 50/50 song. Like it reminds me so much of Higher,
Mm.
and I'm just so glad that they like kind of back to their roots because I loved them for that. Like that song was it was either between that or Tell Me for like my number one song um of the year. I guess it was 2021, 22 when they debuted, but um but yeah, I guess this kind of relates back to like what do I think to what Anthony asked me about the whole kind of I guess environment around
Their math.
yeah, the aftermath. Um I always wonder what kind of happens to the nature of like smaller groups. Like three members just seems kind of like an odd bunch. Um but then or like comeback groups that from larger groups like I guess the first one that comes to mind for me is like Viviz, which I mean they came from a larger group and then their group size is also three members and so I wonder what the growth will look like for this group, especially since like they didn't exactly this group kind of came from something controversial. Um but and then when I think about like Viviz themselves, I really love their music, but I always kind of forget about them. So I really hope that doesn't happen to a Bloom
Oh,
for me.
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel this. I feel
But yeah.
similarly. Like Viviz will come up on my playlist or whatever, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's super cool." Like I love the songs. I like the songs, but they're not like in my like conscious as I'm
Yeah.
like going around. I'm not like, "Oh, Viviz haven't released a song in a while." I'm like, "Oh, Viviz is releasing a song this month."
Because you're
Yeah, I
missing
feel
G
I feel
Friend all the
similarly.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah, I'm stuck in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, in the meantime, I love hearing them again. I'll have to purchase the single. So I haven't done that yet.
Nice.
I gave this song a K2. Unfortunately, it was a bit generic for me, and I felt like it's interesting how you brought up it sounded like a 50/50 song because to me, it didn't have that. I struggled to hear that identity. Like Pookie sounded like a 50/50 song, but this sounded like acoustic, generic a little bit. I don't know. Um, and I just don't remember how it goes. I really don't remember the lyrics that well. Was it all in English?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't know. And then like there's I know there's like a lot of controversy going around. Like I glanced through some they like started a new mega thread because on Reddit for this ongoing legal stuff because there's just like more and more developments and it's just kind of like I don't really know who to support. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I so this song, I don't know. I didn't even like think about this before I opened the MV, but as I started watching the MV, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just like live tweet my thoughts right now. Like I just started like stream of
Uh-huh.
consciousness as I was watching.
Yeah.
So the first note that I have is just all caps. I wrote this right when the chorus came in. Wow, this is catchy. I was like, it's a very simple melody, but I was like, wow, like this is a very catchy
Oh.
song. And then my next thought was, wait, the transition, followed by about 10 question marks, because I was not at all ready for that second verse. Literally would never in a million years have expected
The
even.
rap?
I mean, yes, it was completely out of
Yeah.
like out of left field.
Yeah.
And then my next note was, and now I feel gaslit by the pre-chorus. Like they're like, yeah, that didn't just happen. We're back. Like where it's like I'm listening to an NMIX song, except like
Yeah.
more like the transition was more jarring because it literally was just that like the. Then they just start going in, and you know what I'm talking about? That one specific sound.
Yes.
Like, I just couldn't. Like, I don't know. I felt completely gaslit, and then I was like, okay, so now, yeah, I realized I was typing this out. I was like, okay, instead of a rap break, like, and then a breakdown in the bridge, or like, yeah, instead of a rap breakdown in the bridge, I'm like, okay, we just get it as a second verse. Like, they just
Mm-hmm.
moved it. As I was typing that out, the key change happened. And so I just immediately went to a new line, okay, and a key change. Why am I not surprised? And yeah, my final note was just like, I'm sorry if this is like offensive to the or to the songwriters or whatever, but this whole song was giving like a middle schooler that just found out about music theory and song structure / like cliches. And they were just like, key changes? Oh my, yeah, everyone loves key changes. Throw that in there. Oh, what's in typical K-pop? Oh, we just have like we just need a rap verse. We need to make it quick. We need to like, oh, NMIX is doing really popular. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's throw just a completely different beat in there. We're doing stuff to do stuff. That's what this song felt like. But regardless, the melody is still really catchy, and so I still like the song. But like, I just to put this like in perspective of like from a K-pop music enjoyer compared to like a normal music enjoyer, I have a buddy, a normal music, like
Yeah.
Western mainstream music is what I meant by normal. Sorry. I have a buddy who doesn't listen to K-pop, doesn't really listen to non-English music, but he and I have similar tastes in terms of the Western artists that we like. And so he likes more he likes like female vocalist, kind of like singer-songwriter, kind of like, yeah, acoustic guitar, very like normal band instrumentation, that kind of stuff. Listening to the first, like up until the chorus, I like listening to the song, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go send this to him. I had it pasted in the DM chat when the second verse happened. I deleted it.
You're like,
I
backspace.
did not even bring it up to him. I was like, this would, I already know what he's gonna say, and he would not let that go. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother. So I don't know. It's a special, like, it's a particular K-pop thing to have those rap verses in just for the sake of having a rap verse. And that's what this felt like. But either way, I still like the song, so that's cool. But anyway. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I think like if I was a K-pop idol, I would like think about like being an NCT or NMIX or something like that. Like one of my biggest fears would be coming out with a song that I'm embarrassed to like send people. Like, can you imagine how like I don't know, and you have to like try to own it when you're like,
yeah, I mean, I bet
going on shows promoting it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about it soon, but I bet that's how KATSEYE felt. And you know, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah. The random rap part kind of made me think of Boom Boom by and Bam by Momoland. They also have kind of random rap parts too, but I feel like this one was especially jarring.
Yeah. I'm thinking about like I think Supernova Love by IVE. That has a very smooth rap verse for the bridge. Or yeah, a very, very smooth rap part for the bridge. Like, they don't change the instrumentation really. It's just a very like, I don't know, it's a perfectly smooth transition. Like, that's probably one of my favorite rap verses of like recent K-pop, that it's just so seamless in its inclusion in the song. It does not feel out of place at all. This literally sounds like a different song placed in there for about 20 seconds, and then I'm like meant to forget that it happened for the rest of like, for the sake of the context of the rest of the song. So I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I gave the song a K3.5. I thought it was really good until like the rap part it just did not belong in there. It did not fit at all. But I did enjoy the live performance of the video. But because that's how I originally listened to it first, I was like, oh my gosh, this song is really good. It could be like a top contender, like a K5. And then they just started randomly rapping. I was just like, okay. That's when I just went to play the next song. But then I wasn't even looking forward to the next song, so I finished the rest of the performance video, and it was I was like, well, I better use my time wisely now. So, but I still like the song. I hope they produce more similar songs like this with like the 50-50 vibe, but without rapping. They didn't need it.
Okay, so the elephant in the room. Uh, this is probably I don't want to say like one of the it's not like a controversial release necessarily. Maybe it is, but like maybe that's a word you could use. But it's like the like, K-pop and cringy lyrics name a better duo. Essentially, is my kind of overall thoughts about this. Um, the switch up that I and like many other people have had to this song needs to be studied. Like the social phenomenon of like just how much overwhelming distaste and dislike I saw on social media the first day the song came out, and I shared as well. Like if I go back to my original thoughts of this song when it came out, I particularly remember just feeling extremely conflicted. Like the first two messages I sent were man and because I like did not really know how to lay my thoughts out.
Right.
My first thoughts were like the verses are awful. They're just so bad. I can't overlook them. The lyricism is bad. It does not make sense like from an intuitive musical standpoint. I could feel myself wanting to like the chorus because the beat was super strong and the performance was super, influential. But the talky lyric was cringe. The the visuals in the MV, there were some questionable ones in there.
Yeah.
Relating to, one relating to a couple of bugs on a cake. And I just like my thoughts were like, I can't put this in a playlist. I just like I can't forget about this song. This is a crazy song. I'm like, I can't, this is gonna be in my periphery or whatever. I don't really respect it. So I was like, I guess it's just a K1. And then a couple days later, I just messaged the voices keep calling me back to this song. And it's because I don't know if it was just some morbid curiosity. I just kept turning it on.
Oh,
I kept putting it on. Yeah, I knew from the beginning the beat was good and the chorus had me hooked, but the verses took me some time to like overlook. My point about the choreo earlier, like this is definitely a song to be performed.
Yes.
I would not, anyone listening who hasn't watched the MV, I would not even recommend watching the MV, honestly. I would say go watch the Studio Choom or some of their live performances because the impact of the song and like particularly the verses, like it's a lot more pointed and you can kind of see how the entire thing was kind of built through the choreography. Like I know there are a lot of like I called it unintuitive. I called the verses structures unintuitive. It's not predictable in a normal sense of like if you walked in listening to a song and this is not going to be a normal like rhythm or structure of the lyrics that you're going to expect. But as you listen to it more, but also just as you're watching the choreo and you see how the very specific points and the beats where the lyrics do land are accentuated through the choreography, and it just makes it shown that K-pop as a product is a lot more than just the music that you're listening to. It's very much an entire performance. The MV visuals were questionable, and I just recommend watching a different thing, but I really like the one part that I just can't get enough of, kind of in contrast to what I was talking about, the soundbite in what was the song we were talking about? Perfect soundbite. I really like Yoon Chae's like gnarly. I really like that part. It's super iconic. And then it's really funny the choreography, watching the difference between like Yoon Chae's nodding and Daniela like throwing her head up. Like, I don't know. This song I I I just have completely switched up, and now it is a K5. I do listen to it on repeat. So this is probably the only song I have ever rated a K1 and now think is a K5.
My my song was my song that was like that went from K1 to K5 was How You Like That by Blackpink.
Yeah.
But not quite as controversial there. I think I just
Sure.
didn't like it when I first listened to it. But I rated this a K4. I liked it from the start. Y'all know I was like, this is a good song. Because I really like weird music outside of K-pop. And once I read that this lady named Alice Longyu Gao wrote it, I knew I'm familiar with her music. So I was like, okay, I think I know what I'm getting into. And so just knowing that makes it make sense. Because I think a lot of people felt like the song didn't make sense. But once you know where the writer is coming from, what their style is originally, I feel like then the pieces start coming together. I totally agree that this is a song meant to be performed. Like, the music video is good, but watching them on M Countdown, I think they were on M Countdown. No, not M Countdown. KBS. What's there?
Did you post it in the thing?
I did.
What this specific? Oh, it's KBS World TV. Music Bank?
Music Bank. Yes, Music Bank. That was really good. And that one has a clean version, so if you have like kids around or you just like don't feel like listening to an explicit version, the Music Bank version is actually really, really good. Like, sometimes clean versions just sound cringy or like kids bop-ish, but this one actually sounded good. And
I'm thinking about the like Dochi song. What is it? Is it the
Anxiety?
Is it no? Love is a what is it? Love is a Love's a River. Is that what it's called?
Oh, Denial.
Denial is a river. Denial is a river. Yeah. That song of like, well, I like getting,
yeah.
I like getting like that. It's literally like that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but this song, yeah, I think you'll probably touch on the like I'm legit lyric fits super well in place of the original lyric in the chorus.
Yes. Also, low key, don't cancel me for this, but I feel like Yoonche, is that her name? The Korean girl?
Yoonche, yeah.
Yoonche?
The youngest maknae. Yep.
She is very overshadowed in this song, performance-wise. She has really good lines. Like, she has the intro, which is great. She's like, boba tea.
Fried chicken. Party in the Hollywood Hills.
You could describe. That part bothers me because I'm like, why is could the emphasized?
You could describe everything with one single word.
Yeah, it's like off. Because it's like you could describe everything. Like, yeah, but I know it's for effect. Anyways, I feel like she's overshadowed, and I don't know how she feels about that, or maybe she doesn't think she's being overshadowed, but like the other girls are just such strong performers with their facial expressions, with their energy, and I feel like Yoonche probably fits more with their like sweet concept, and I can tell she's like trying to make facial expressions because I've seen some fan cams, but like Daniela and Megan blow it out of the water. Like,
yeah, like
insane.
The way that Megan like stretches her mouth when she does the like, oh my god, that new beat, and she does it like every time she does it so like pointedly, and then the like, oh my god, is this like, it's so, I know it's obviously rehearsed and like because it's a performance, you're gonna do it like thousands of times,
right?
But she nails it like every time. It's super.
It's almost theatrical. Like you feel like you're watching a play or something, right? Because like,
and Laura playing the character that she does, that like making beats for a boring, dumb, like
Yeah.
very, very don't talk to me, like very, very
Yes.
mean girl. Like, yes, it is theatrical. You're right.
Yeah. And then I like when Megan does the copy part and she
Mm-hmm.
like goes like with her big
Yeah,
eyes like
they be trying to copy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super. Yeah, man.
So I and then so all that to say like Yunsha doesn't maybe because she's not I feel like that comes more naturally that very very theatrical vibe like maybe Western people are more familiar with or maybe they were trained that way.
Can I make like an observation? I feel
Sure.
like generally in Eastern cultures there's more of a point of conformity.
Mm.
While obviously K-pop differs from that because it is more individualized and there's a focus on the members of the group more than just the group. The I think mentality of and the individualism that the Western world kind of promotes lends itself more to the identities of the global members, and Yoonchae comes from more what I would picture as just a traditional K-pop trainee, grew
Yeah.
up in Korea, knew kind of what she was aiming to get into, and
Right.
now she's that but put in a global
Mm.
group box where that's not what she was preparing for. That's
Right.
not necessarily, I mean, she's having to kind of and obviously I'm not pretending to speak for her, but like she's kind of having to recontextualize the entire, I guess, nature of her career in that way, in a kind of existential way almost.
Right. That would make sense. That would definitely make sense. And it makes me wonder because, I mean, she's a high trainee before this. So was she training with like Eyelet or, like I don't know
Right.
what other training she was with, but it would be interesting to hear what Korean group she would have debuted in if she wasn't in KATSEYE.
Well, I'm glad we had two strong lovers for the song because this just wasn't for me. Um, I mean, I think both of you have touched on very important points that I like don't have in my notes, but thinking about it and hearing it out loud, I'm like, I agree with that. Um, but I I will have to say that before preparing for this episode, I kind of refused to just listen to the whole song just because I heard so many clips of it on like Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
So like there wasn't really any escape from just like basically hearing the whole song just through clips. I mean the whole song is only like 2.5 minutes. So um but I'm so glad that when you did post about this, Melissa, Ann, that you gave context about like who it was written from, like
Yeah.
who wrote the song basically, because then I went to, you said her name was Alice.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back and listened to her music, I'm like, it all makes sense now. Like, it just makes so much more sense.
Yes.
And to be honest, I don't think that translated well for Cat's Eye at all. Like, I think
Wow.
it makes so much sense. And I think, like, a version if Alice had done the song, I think it would sound so much better. Um, so I understand how people can come to like the song, especially since they performed it so much and kind of have to own it now that they've like released it. Um, but I cannot seem to get over that hill of like appreciation myself. I can't.
That's
I
fine.
refuse to.
You're allowed to have opinions, ain't that right?
So yeah.
I don't. For my note, I don't really want to rate it because I don't know what to give it. It's like a song that's like so bad, it's like so good. But
So bad.
It's
It's
bad.
good.
It's
I don't
good.
know.
Yeah, man. Yep, that's funny. Shout out Ive.
But I can't. I just can't get it. I don't know what to rate it. I definitely don't like the explicit version, so I'll definitely have to try the Kids Bop version or the clean version, basically. Uh, and the music video is kind of wild, but yeah, I don't have much to say. I don't seem to skip it, but I don't seem to like it. So I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't have a rating for this.
I do feel like a lot of people did like the clean version though, like a
Yeah.
lot more than the explicit version.
Yeah, I think
Um,
the I think the Tesla lyric is pretty cancelable.
Yeah.
I think I think there's a lot that kind of people are like, this is just not it. I'd rather not have this in the song. But yeah, I think that they did do a good job of the clean version not completely being removed from the essence of the explicit version.
You know what was funny? The other day I was putting the dishes away with my my family was also in the kitchen, and I just go, because sometimes I like sing out loud randomly, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
hottie hottie, like a bag of Takis. And then I was like looking around, I was like, wait, did they just hear me talk about a bag of Takis? And like I don't think anybody like registered that I was singing that. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is like kind of it's a good song, but it's kind of awkward to be like singing out loud, you know?
I'm just like, you just like are walking out in public or whatever, and you hear someone with their AirPods in, fried chicken, party in the Hollywood Hills. Like, you think that they're going insane. Like, what's going on? Anyway,
they must be hungry because they just keep talking about a whole bunch of food.
Boba tea, Takis.
Yep. Anyway,
Okay. Anyways,
let's move on.
Moving on. Yeah, I was earlier in this discussion. I was like, are we gonna be able to fill the time? And yeah, now we're like running against the clock. So real quick,
Yeah.
Tomorrow by Together released a digital single called Love Language. I rated it K4. I really, really like this one. I'm not really into TXT in general. Like, if I had to pick a high boy group, it's obviously Enhypen. But I really liked the tropical feeling that the chorus had, and it reminded me a little bit of Sorry by Justin Bieber.
I wrote that down.
Did you do?
Yep,
Okay,
I
okay.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I love the color grading of the music video, and I really like the outfits with like they're not crop tops, but they're like shorter t-shirts, and I think they looked really good in them. So
And they kept pulling them up higher.
yeah, yeah. I thought that part was kind of cringy. I know like a lot of fans really like it, but I'm like, I don't know.
Melissa Ann's not here for the fan service.
No,
It's
I'm
a
not.
tragedy.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote the same thing about it giving Sorry by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
The song wasn't, I gave it a K3. It's not bad. I don't think it's as striking as the other TXT songs that I like though.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a favorite TXT song?
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna ask
let's
that too.
see. I have a couple. Like, their most recent ones have been let's see. I really like Chasing That Feeling.
That's a good one.
That's probably up there. Actually, that might just be it. If I'm being honest, that might be it.
Have you seen? There's this meme that's like people named Jason because the way they sing it is like Jason that
Chasing that, yeah.
It's like the memes like people named Jason. They're just looking around.
I would rate it a K4 as
Yay.
well. I really enjoyed Love Language. I thought, it was a nice beat and great choreography. And there was just something about that like little fast-paced sound in the background that I just loved it so much. But yeah. I think this is kind of like a side note, but the only song, like whenever I think of TXT, I just think of Cat and Dog. So song.
Be like I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Dog.
So
I just want to be your dog.
Yeah. Wanna be a dog. Woo, 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 woo.
That's another one. That's
Absolutely.
that falls in the category of like maybe I don't want to show if you're a K-pop
Yeah.
idol.
Just
Like
wanna be a dog. Woo. Oh god, man, it's just so funny though. It has like an ironic enjoyment factor though. But I think that's the whole point, right? Is that K-pop, you
Yeah.
have to kind of break into that to really understand it. Otherwise, the irony is kind of lost on you.
yeah.
Sure, why not? You're Melissa Ann, you seem confused.
Yeah,
It's from like a Twice live where they just keep reading the same comment. They're like,
Oh
"Oh,
my
Momo,
God.
can I be your dog?" And they're like, "No, You're once not dog. And then like other times Nyan will be like, can I be your dog? Sure, why not? Like, it's just so ridiculous. I don't know why they choose to read those ones.
It's crazy.
I rated this song a K3 though. It wasn't too bad. I think it was pretty average. The only part I didn't like about the song is the guy with the deep voice that's like, t t teach me or something like that. I didn't like that part.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think that might have been. Yeah, I don't remember which member that was.
The Lalas are back!
Yeah, for real.
The Lalas have returned! Triple S with Gaia, or Are You Alive? The English title. They just don't miss, man. Triple S just do not miss. I do not know what else to say. I don't like Triple S. I just do not worry about the quality of their releases.
Yeah.
There are other groups that I adore and that I want to ult and I want to just really give my full support behind that just drop questionable songs. And it's like, but Triple S is like aespa, but dare I say, on the next level. Because I don't typically love aespa's B-sides, not all of them at least, but Triple S is just like literally every single song that they release is like a K4 and above.
Do you think you'll alt Triple S at some point?
I probably should get to learning the members. I mean, Triple S is the only concert I've ever been front row for.
Oh.
And they're the only group I've ever had an idol interaction for.
That's so cool.
Like, Triple S have been, very, I guess, in the forefront of my recent, K-pop enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
I also really love the storytelling and visuals in Triple S's music videos. Very consistently, it's a very unique experience to be like, oh, sorry, this is a separate note. I don't know why I didn't put this in the thing. It's a very unique experience to be like, oh, this group doesn't need background dancers. like they're their own background dancers. So that's funny. But yeah, my final note is just like K5, K5, K5.
Nice.
Other songs I recommend on the album, all of them. These are the K5 B-sides these are the B-sides from this album that I've rated K5. From my least to most favorite is Too Hot, Love to Love, Firework Diary, Love Child, Diablo, then Persona.
Okay.
So from least to most favorite, all of those are K5s, and the ones that I haven't listed are K4s. So anyone who hasn't listened to this album, I know that I definitely am on the far end, the extreme end of enjoyment for this group, but definitely give the album and this group a chance because they consistently impress me.
Okay, let me jump on the other side of the train first. I agree with you, Anthony, that I never have to worry about the quality of Triple S songs, except for this one it was fine for the most part, but I'd say it was kind of questionable.
You're like, I'm starting to worry. I'm gonna next time I'm sweating bullets.
Yes, because like the whole like La 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 iconicness is here. To me, it felt overplayed. And for context, I went back and looked at the lyrics for all of their title tracks where they sing like the Lala parts repetitively, and you could say that the lines there's like this one had 17 lines of the Lalas. The next highest one was Generation at 16 lines, and then the third highest was like Girls Never Die at 15 times. But the main
so next time it's 18, yeah? I think that's what I'm hearing.
But the difference between the line counts is that the times that they say la la la, or the la-las and Are You Alive is twice as long for each line. So you could almost think of it as,
you could almost say it's like 34
times. They're saying it 34 times, and the next highest one would be 16. And then kind of combine that with like, this is one of the well, this is kind of like an average length song with 3 minutes. That accounts to around 18% of the song is just saying this iconic line. So I was like, I've got to be going crazy. Like, anytime I'm listening to the song, the only thing that stands out is this la la part. Like, it has to be taking up like 70% of the song. And to me, I didn't really like that. So I think
Mm-hmm.
I'd rate this is the lowest Triple S song I've probably ever rated. I mean, they kind of have they have a good amount of like discography, but um, definitely my lowest rating for them. I love all of their other songs, but this one was questionable. I mean, in terms of the album, I thought the whole album itself was kind of average. The one that I liked the most was Friend Zone. Uh, but yeah, sorry to be a downer.
There has to be balance.
Go ahead, Garrett.
Oh, that doesn't sound very good. Um, I gave the song a K4.5. I think it definitely has a potential to be K5. I just gotta keep listening to it. The one thing I really, really liked about this song is that if you watch the music video and you put on the closed captioning,
Yeah.
it tells you which member is singing what part.
Yep.
And I think that that should be incorporated into everything.
I believe
For all
every
K-pop groups.
yes.
This is a use of
There
AI.
should be
This would be a good use of
Yes.
AI is to
Yeah.
put auto member captions on the
Yes.
YouTube videos.
Yes.
And
For
so I don't
sure.
know if that's what helped boosted my K rating, but I really they're setting new trends. I really, really enjoyed this song. I haven't listened to their B side, so I'll have to give it a listen. But
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Diablo one sounded kind of interesting from the
Yes.
beginning's perspective. So,
Because Diablo was my K5 song off the album. Really, really good. I've been repeating that. In terms of Are You Alive itself, the title track, I gave it a K3.5. And the reason why it's not higher is because I'm not I kind of agree with Spencer about the La Laws, but not I think the issue with it is that the La motif is shorter than the one that is in Girls Never Die, which is my favorite Triple S song, because if you think about it, it's la 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 la. And that's it. And that is like
Yeah.
the only thing that repeats. Whereas for
It's
Girls
two
Never
measures,
Die,
yeah.
it's la 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 la. And then you get a second part. La 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 la.
Yeah.
And so it there's some variety to the laws more. There's more variety to the laws. It's broken up in half, whereas this one was just like this little short two measure law over and over and over and over again. So you don't feel like it can breathe or that it has the melody goes anywhere. But I like how they're sticking to it. I truly think that being such a big group, they have to be known for something. And if you don't know the members, at least you can be like, that's the La La group, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really smart. I love the music video. I love their music videos in general, but this one was
Yeah.
like really dark,
The
and I like that.
cinematography was great. Some of the
Super
shots,
good.
like there was one I think maybe it was Yu Yun. I don't know. I don't remember. It's getting like pulled out of like the water
Yeah.
or whatever. That shot was super cool, super striking.
I like the one, and I was watching the behind the scenes, but they had all 24 members stand in a line doing the choreo. Thought that was a very, very interesting shot. I haven't seen anybody do that before in a music video. So, anyways, yes, that those were my thoughts.
Right. Last but not least, Garrett, take us home. What's our last song?
unfortunately, Priceless, which is not all that great. I'm personally not a big fan of Maroon 5 in general, so I think the guy's voice is like annoying. The lyrics weren't bad. Lisa did well in her part. I do suggest going to go watch the music video at least, or at least skipping to like the fighting scene because it's funny. Uh, but the overall vibe of this song is I got like Lisa as like kind of like Sabrina Carpenter with all the makeup and the way she was moving slash singing just reminded me of like Sabrina Carpenter a lot. So
Spencer, do you agree? You're a big Sabrina fan now.
Uh, I don't know. I'll sit on the sidelines with
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll go ahead and say that I like enjoy Maroon 5 music. Um, and I think Lisa's voice or like her like little part that she had does fit well. I don't think it was a bad song, but I do think the music video was a lot better than the song, if that's any credit. Um, but yeah.
I rated
I
this. Uh-huh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll finish it off.
Okay, okay. I rated this song a K2. Super forgettable. I thought the song was cheesy. I thought the music video was super cheesy. I really dislike this style of music video. I feel like Taylor Swift has music videos that give off this vibe. Um, where there's like kind of a storyline, but it's just like not executed that well. The lighting is off in some shots, and then like it was so obvious that Lisa had a stunt woman because like they're like her hair was a different length. I was like, you could even get a similar wig or something. But anyways.
Yeah. Maroon 5's been on the dome for me recently because of that Daniel Wall interview with Benny Blanco, where they
Oh
talked about
yeah.
he talked about writing songs like Maps and
Payphone,
Payphone.
yeah.
And so my ears were already kind of primed for the Maroon 5 sound. I like Lisa's slower rap and lighter singing style in this song. It's like her Moonlit Floor cover. I really like that
Mm.
song from her as well. And honestly, I thought that, yeah, despite the stunt double, it was a pretty cool choreographed fight scene. I thought it was
Hmm.
cool visually. I enjoyed watching it. Um, Before we like round off,
Yeah.
I just whenever I think about Maroon 5, I think about possibly like one of the dumbest things I've ever said in my life.
Okay.
It was just a very big brain fart, and it's like still one of like it's a running joke in a different friend group that I have now that um they were they we were talking, and I don't remember how it came up, but like someone brought up like radioactive, or someone said like
Oh.
radioactivity or something like that, and someone was like, "Oh, I love Imagine Dragons," and I don't know what was going on in my brain, what caused these neurons to fire, but immediately when they said, "Oh, I love Imagine Dragons," I went, "Got me praying on you tonight." I just started singing "Animals" by Maroon 5. Just completely, I committed to it. I completely like just sang the notes and just fully, and everyone was like, "That is not Imagine Dragons." And I don't, I have absolutely no idea what conjured that song from my brain, but
You're like, oh,
yeah,
dragon's an animal.
that's my favorite Imagine Dragons song. Is every time I think about animals, I'm like, that's my favorite Imagine Dragons song. So yeah, but Priceless was not bad. I think honestly, maybe I'll put it at a K 3.5. It's not
Oh
nothing
wow.
special, but I liked Lisa's sound, and I don't mind Maroon 5 either. So
All right. Well, that's a wrap of our episode. Again, make sure to follow us on our Instagram at MultiLifePod, and we will see you next time. Bye.